Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, I'm Ray. I'm sitting here with Matt. We're being joined by our very special co-host, Eric Woodward. How you doing tonight, man?
Oh man, I'm doing so good, Ray. I mean, is it possible to be doing too well? That's where I'm at right now. I'm not crippled by a pandemic and depression and a lack of being able to perform on stage. I'm here on the internet on a Friday night. This is where I wanted to be all the time, you know? So it's good, man. How are you doing?
Good, good. And of course, we're being joined by Old Man Mike, who's once again in the darkness, who was frozen on the screen upon starting, as always.
No, bull crap. I'm not frozen anything. I'm right here.
We're also here with our very special guest, Janine Jericho. How are you doing tonight?
I'm awesome. How are you guys doing?
Good. Of course, you had to sit through us being sick and twisted on our exclusive behind the scenes content for our Patreon. So if none of you guys have, subscribed to our Patreon, definitely do it. We always have behind the scenes content. Janine showed us some of her costumes, more specifically the Bumblebee costume that she uses on stage. We're just going to hop right into it. You're a feature entertainer dancer at a lot of various different clubs. How did all that come to be, and how did all of your acts get so just ridiculously over the top?
Well, I'm from Canada, and in Western Canada, we're all showgirls. So in the strip club scene, everybody does shows. It's not so much like how it is here in the United States, we're house dancers. So all of the ladies in Canada learn how to perform on stage and do shows, and you have themes. And then of course, your themes might start out smaller, but for me, I always like things that are a bit more epic and over the top.
All right.
And I like characters. Like I used to do classic showgirl stuff, and that stuff went over really awesome. But then I really wanted to bring a character to stage. So I started with a stormtrooper, and people went wild. Like the audience just went wild. I made so much money on that show, and I'm like, oh, these people like this stuff.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Being part of the nerd community myself, the second we see something from a property we enjoy with titties, we're excited. I mean, I am.
Agreed.
100%. There's never.
And I want to say also, from my behalf, I like the way you say Canada. I love that. Say it again, please. One more time.
Canada. Oh,
thank
Canada.
you.
Are you in Canada right now?
No, I'm in Florida right now.
Florida right now. Oh, all right. Cool.
Now, I know you said Western Canada. I'm just curious, what part of Western Canada are you from?
I'm from Vancouver. I grew up in Fort McMurray, Alberta, which is way up north, and then moved to Vancouver.
Isn't that? I think Alberta, Canada,
to Saskatchewan. How close is that to that?
Saskatchewan.
Or am I saying something silly right now?
You American fucking snob.
By the way, you're
don't make them hate us more.
Hey, your question was so ridiculous. She laughed at you immediately. It was like she was like, Maryland, is that close to Florida?
It's almost like I pulled my pants down in front of her instantly, and that's the normal reaction. Exactly. Yes.
Canada's a huge country, and down here in the States, people think that it's a lot closer than it is. It's not. Like when we talk about, Vancouver to Toronto, for example, that's like LA to New York.
Yeah, it's because how we draw our maps here. We just draw giant America, and then we just draw all the other little countries real tiny. That's what you get when you win 2 world wars. That they don't talk about that in the schools. Is that you get to redraw maps?
Yeah. Everything in America is just like America, motherfucker, and that's all. It's just like Maryland. And I don't know if you've ever been to Maryland. You go into Maryland, all you see is Maryland. That's it. Our flag is everywhere. You can see it behind me. I have yellow walls, same color, everything. Maryland, everything in this state, and that's the way it is with the map and all that. Everybody's just like, oh, whatever, fuck Russia, whatever.
It's not even that cool of a flag. I mean, I live here, but it's literally like our flag just looks like Zubaz pants that were skinned and put on a wall. Like it's not cool, but we rep it. I don't know. It's better than the Pennsylvania flag. Fuck them.
Yeah. Maryland flag is like spaghetti on the wall. It's like a million colors. You remember that like little spin art thing where you throw the paint down like on the boardwalk?
Yes.
That's what the Maryland flag is. Yes.
And Janine, out of all your costumes, is any of them particularly your favorite? Which one would be your favorite, would you say, out of all the ones you've done?
No, they're all my favorite. I really don't have just one. I love them all for all different reasons.
Which one have you performed as the most?
Easier question. What's your favorite child? Sorry.
Yeah, exactly, right? Because they all are like my, creative babies. But I think the one I've performed in the most so far would be Frozen and Star Wars.
Okay.
Frozen.
Yeah.
For Frozen, I guess Elsa.
Yes.
I don't know if I can do that.
Anyway.
Yeah. She's like, Elsa, no, I was Sven. What's wrong with you?
I was a sexy Olaf, okay? Can you calm down? It's not the obvious one, you pervert.
I have a big, huge inflatable snowman and an igloo.
Truffling out in an inflatable snowman.
Inflatable snowman, but a carrot is his cock, so it's kind of funny. Everybody laughs when it starts to inflate on stage.
Nice.
Then I have a snow machine, so I make it snow in the club.
I think it would be fun with Sexy Olaf is the song that would go with it. He's like, do you want to bang the snowman? Come on, let's go and play. Her insides are really cold. Oh my God, I'm froze. I don't know what to do.
And one of our fans just asked, and Janine.
It sounds like an auto-tune, Eric. I don't know what's going on, but it sounds like you're singing an auto-tune.
I'm a gifted musician.
Everybody knows that song.
And one of our fans asked, we see that you know pro wrestling, and he asked, he's like, she's from Canada. Has Stu ever taken her to the dungeon?
To the dungeon.
No, Stu has not taken me to the dungeon. Teddy Hart almost has a few times though.
Nice.
Teddy Hart. Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I forgot all about Bret Hart's son, Teddy Hart.
It does sound like the next craze. Like Teddy Hart just sounds like an '80s doll that was sold out. You know what I mean? Like kids are going wild for the Teddy Hart bear. Don't sold out everywhere.
The Teddy Hart bear took me to the dungeon. They're just kind of like, oh man, like that doesn't. Yeah.
What's gonna happen there? And the Hart family themselves are extremely talented. Like Natalia Hart is phenomenal. I think she's one of the most underrated wrestlers that are out there for sure.
No doubt.
Oh yeah,
and
100.
They just had that controversy recently where they had the ranking thing of the women, and they had Natalia at 1. And I remember she tweeted, and she's just kind of like, 1, really? Like, and that was from Fox Sports, and she's like, you're really gonna put me at number 1, which, was completely crazy. But also I see for your costumes that you also did Venom. How did you do Venom? Please tell me you painted yourself up like Venom, because that would be awesome.
You painted? No, it was like a black latex costume.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got the same one. Here, I'll show you. Give me grab
it. You're pretty much the Joe of all trades when it comes to performing. You do stuff with hoops, you do stuff with fire. How did you get into the training of doing that? And what was the first thing that was your main thing that you did on stage? Was it fire? Was it hoops? Was it the costumes?
And I actually wasn't a big specialty skill person. I believe that as an entertainer, you should be able to go on the stage and command an audience in a paper bag. So to me, the specialty skills are oohs and ahs, but ultimately you should be able to walk on stage and command an audience just with your essence. And that's how my show started. So I've always had super elaborate costumes, but I'm a high energy dancer, and that was my show. And then when I was in Australia, there was a dancer who was phenomenal on the pole, but she couldn't dance, and they wouldn't allow her to do shows. So I just said, well, how about I teach you to dance and you teach me some of the pole stuff, and we can just do a trade. And she was like, okay. So then I started to learn pole, and my fans would come in and they would freak out over these pole moves. And I'm like, oh, you guys like this shit? Oh, I guess I'm going to have to learn some of this athletic stuff then. I'll do more pole. So then I started with pole and then advancing those skills. And then aerial came next. So then I started doing aerial hoop, and I actually was learning that a lot faster than I was the pole move, the advanced pole stuff. And then from Lyra, I moved into fire. And I just noticed like just the crowd reaction, people just really loved all of that extra elements. So I'm like, okay, if this is what the crowd wants, then I'll give them more of this. And right now I'm preparing for the EDIs, which is the biggest award that you can win in the United States. It's Entertainer of the Year. And only 4 of the top features are nominated for that award. So I'm competing against 3 other top features, and I'm bringing some even more new elements to the stage for that performance that I'm going to do that has not been seen, which is very difficult in our industry because everything's been done a million times.
Oh wow! Now, have you ever burned yourself working with the fire, or singed your hair?
That was going to be my
had,
next
yeah.
question. Have
Or-
you burnt your
No, knock on wood. Like I have not. I don't know. I feel really comfortable with fire. I mean, I used to do stunt work as well, and I worked with fire. I've been lit on fire, so I feel super calm.
Well, hey, you know, if you ever did, God forbid, have a fire accident, think of how the cool like Freddy Krueger cosplays you could do.
Oh, you know what though? Like
for a
there
little
was a girl that happened to, and she was doing the Freddy Krueger theme show.
For
Green and red sweater, giant boobs.
She was
Yeah, that's where it's at. That is where it's at.
wow, you really look like you have 3rd-degree burns. She's like, I am.
something for everyone? Okay.
Yeah.
That rules. Yeah, I like that.
That is that. Yeah.
Nothing to say on that, Ray.
and with aerial acrobatics, is that what you do with the hoops? Is that included, or is that more so? What is it? The silk? When they is it the? What is that called?
There's a hammock or silks. That's the fabric, and then aerial hoop is the metal hoop. Lyra. Yeah. I do both. I do hammock and I do Lyra.
Have you ever fell off of any of those?
Oh fuck yeah!
It's funny enough.
I fell from my aerial hoop once. I was actually 5 days out from a fitness competition, so it was real. I shouldn't have been on my aerial hoop at that time because I was carb depleted. But I like to pretend I'm Superwoman, and I was just practicing my routine. And I went into a pancake split and just completely lost my strength and fell. And yeah, I couldn't walk for 2 days.
Oh,
I know it was awful, but I just rested in bed for that week, and I was on stage doing my fitness routine that following Saturday.
Were there some people that watched it and they were like, "Man, she's really selling that she fell." Like, really? Like she's selling it so good, they're taking her to the hospital. Oh my god!
and I've told this story before on a previous episode. There was a strip club we used to go to, and they had poles with bars around the top, and they would spin. And the dancers used to hang upside down and hook their feet in the bar at the top.
Hustler Club, Ray. Hustler Club.
No, it was night shifts. Night shifts.
Oh God. Okay.
And there were so many times.
Albert Avenue.
Three times we seen the girl's foot come undone, and she would just twirl and just go flying about 2 feet off the pole because she would spin it as fast as she could, and then she would hang upside down, and we're just sitting there drinking like this is going to end bad.
My god.
I'm buying her a beer after that.
That's the kind of quality that you get in a Baltimore, Maryland.
Yes. Yes.
I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen that anywhere.
The club has since closed, so
I don't know. They remodeled. I heard. I have not been there since then.
They did remodel and reopen. I think they're an LGBTQ bar now. So
really?
But I heard they still have all the stuff. So I'm kind of interested to see how that works. Like, just go in there and see like how everything plays out in there, because it's got to be.
We need to do a live episode from that venue.
Nice.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking what.
We do.
I was wondering what was going on with the 4th best strip club in Maryland right now. That's exactly what I was thinking. That's on my mind.
Nice.
If that's the 4th, I would hate to see what he considers the 1st.
I'll be honest with you. I love the Millstream. It's a classy joint, personally.
Oh, the Millstream. Oh, the restaurant. Yes. I know the Millstream very well, Eric. Oh my goodness.
I've never
making
been.
Me feel old again.
A partnership with when we had the TV show. So And Janine, have you ever considered, now when you fall, have you ever considered maybe just incorporating a trampoline? Then that way, when you fall, because anything you do on a trampoline, like I know, I did pro wrestling for 22 years myself. When you wrestle on a trampoline, it's a whole different element. You can give someone an RKO, bounce back up, and as you're in the air, be like, rock bottom, motherfucker, just boom, right back down. So
it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm thinking what you do, this one, I'd really put you over the top. You're in the final four. You take me, you order Ray, we dress up as the Dudley Boys, we 3D you through a flaming table, which is already part of your skill set, dealing with fire, and I think that's a win right there. You kick out on 3, rock bottom on top of Mike right there, while he's still he hasn't stopped doing the podcast at that moment. Boom, you pin us for the 3. Stone Cold Steve Austin double twist off.
Like I'll scissor you.
Oh gosh, no! Please.
Scissor you. Scissor you.
Don't stop.
Now, what are the odds? And I'm a relative big guy. What are the odds that a bigger person, like a bigger guy, would be able to do the aerobics? So like I can just imagine, like I would go to pull myself up there in 1 second, and I would probably just fall down and just split my head open.
Yeah, you'd be like Chris Farley from Beverly Hills Ninja when he climbs up the tree to use it as a catapult.
Not so much.
Oh my God!
It's the skin on the apparatus. Like, I mean, you have to kill the nerve endings in your skin. That's the pain.
Yeah, I'm only dead inside. That's the worst part.
And he tried to go onto the pole and do a move, and he put his legs like in a seating position, and then dropped because of the pain, how painful it was on the pole. That's what a lot of people don't know. It's there's like with your skin being on the pole or on the lyra, there's a lot of pain.
Is there that guy though who's like who's like comes in there and he's the one dude that's made it to the finals and he can do like, I don't know, crazy stuff or anything like that? Or is it all just strictly female right now?
It's strictly female right now.
All right, I'm ready to break some barriers as well. I know you look at me, plus size guy, D cups. strong upper body, chicken legs, potato frame. But I think I can take this on.
Eric Woodward nominated for the EDI.
Eric did rugby, right?
I did do rugby for a long time, and my knees sound like glow sticks now in my 30s, so it's not great. But
some upper body strength.
But I've lost enough brain cells to be funny on the internet, so that there's a trade-off for all that. Hey, Mike, can you turn up the noise in the background?
Are you making like? Can you
gotta turn up the noise? Really? That's my 3-year-old son saying, "I want some goldfish, please."
Give him some goldfish.
Watch this Spider-Man movie.
Brita sorry about that. I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, dude, you clean your Brita.
And that's him. Yeah.
Of course, Janine, you were also 2-time Miss Nude World. How was that? And actually, do you know Aspen Rain? We interviewed Aspen Rain a very long time ago when we had
Entertainer of the Year, and I Rain. I've met her. I think I met her before she retired. I've been in the Miss Nude World contests. She beat me for Miss Nude Universe. She got first place and I got second.
Oh. But you know what? She doesn't have Bumblebee, though.
At that time, I didn't have Bumblebee. If I had Bumblebee, it might have been different.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm coming for you. It's like a wrestling feud. It's like Ric Flair and Steamboat. It's like, you know what, Steamboat? This time, I'm going to be the man. Woo!
Ric Flair turned 72 yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, that's Ric Flair. Woo!
I just think it would be great to see like Dusty Rhodes do it. You know what I mean? Where he comes out, Ric Flair, you beat me as Mr. Nude World last year just because I'm a plus size man, sweaty, undercarriage, feeling bad. but I'm full of hard times and now I'm ready. And I did that sit up earlier today and I got my polka dots on. I'm ready to win.
Imagine Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair at a contest like what Janine does. Like, imagine that. Like, Flair just sitting there walking around, drunk, being Nate, balloon tied to his cock. You know, it just whole thing, just Ric Flair being Ric Flair, just looking up. She's in her Bumblebee costume. He's just like, woo!
that's where I went. My mind went there too.
It's not too different from dancing. Like, I have some friends that are wrestlers in Australia, and they were talking to me about their intro. They were creating their intro to the ring, and I'm like, well, why don't you just have like a smoke machine with some strobe lights, and then you can. And they're like, hey, that sounds like a great idea. And I'm like, this is like feature dancing.
It really is like
entertainment business. Universal, man.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing. Like, when you say that people need to engage, that's the kind of thing. It's like, there's a lot of people who go out and they don't know how to engage with the crowd, you know, and it's like, you need to be able to hold the people in the palm of your hand.
Sure.
You need to be able to sell to those people who you are, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And like, I mean, there are a lot of ladies that are super talented at like pole or what, like the aerials. But I mean, if you can't command an audience just by yourself, then that's going to get old very fast because you're performing for drunk people. Their attention span is it's limited, and they'll ooh and ah after some, you know, big, amazing things that you do, but then that will be it.
Yeah.
So you do need to be able to engage the crowd. And not only that, but everybody wants to have fun with you. They want to have fun with the personality that's on stage.
Yeah.
That's true.
What do you think is the drunkest person you've ever seen while you were performing? Like, has there ever been anybody, you're just sitting there, you roll out of your Bumblebee car that you showed us earlier, you roll out of your Bumblebee car, you start to transform, and then there's just random guy on the stage, drool coming out,
like
just kind of like, hey, look, it's a taxi cab.
No, he looks up, he's like, oh my God, it's Lindsay Lohan from The Love Bug. I love it so much. This is great.
Had that, but I mean, I have had a woman when I came out as Darth Vader with my lightsaber, and I'm doing like lightsaber moves, do, and I'm like, put my lightsaber to her throat, and she grabbed it and fucking broke it. I'm like,
the force was strong with that bitch.
Yeah.
And this is in Thunder Bay, Canada, where, you know, it's a little bit of a rougher kind of city. It's a fun city, but it's a bit of a rougher city. So everybody was watching to see if I was just going to like belt her.
Gave her the Vader punches and went, Vader time, bitch.
I tried to do the
See, now, if you would have did this here in Baltimore, they probably would have deep throated.
They
would have took it all the way back down their throat.
Somebody would have just been like, oh, okay.
I mean, the best part about fucking Darth Vader is that I'm really into getting force choked. You know what I mean? Like, I need him to really use it. Like, fuck, one more, a little bit more. I'm almost there.
And of course, you also have a Fire and Ice duo feature with Tylee, Texas. And you're promoting that all over your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter.
I watched it on Twitter. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And how long have you guys been doing the duo shows?
We have been doing that for almost a year. I started mentoring her in May of last year. She's actually my COVID baby. Like, the duo is my COVID baby. And then after about a month of me mentoring her, because she wants to learn to be a feature dancer. She was just house dancing at the time and wanted to evolve. So I was mentoring her. And then I just said, I used to have a duo when I was a baby dancer. I'm like, can I just see if I can flip you around and do some moves? And she said, okay, she's game for anything. I started picking her up and throwing her around. And I'm like, I think that I could probably sell a duo act. And, you know, there's not too many clubs that are open right now, but some people might be interested in that. And she's like, okay, for sure. Like, let's put together some shows. And sure enough, like, people really ate it up, and we can do things that are really amazing. Like, we were working with this one coach, and he said, you guys went from beginner to advanced in 3 hours.
Yeah, you guys like what kind of duo stuff? Like, I mean, this is essentially tag team strippering. So like, do you guys do like the thing?
Yeah.
Do you do the thing where you get like the little board, like where it's the seesaw, and one jumps up like this, and one jumps up like that? I mean, I'm always in for a show, okay? I'm a bit of a showman myself. So listen, I walk into the strip club and I see you guys doing this and going back and forth and the death-defying things. I mean, that's pretty wild.
And we do lots of acrobatics. And actually, with all of the acrobatics and the balancing and the lifts that we do, that's where we started to talk to people who are in the wrestling industry. Like Teddy Hart actually was one of them. We're moving on from him.
Teddy Hart.
I know. Well, he was working on his comeback, and he had a big contract and all that sort of stuff. And originally he said, I'd like it if you girls could, carry my cats to the stage, because I guess that was a gimmick that he had with his wrestling thing. And I'm like, I'm not carrying a cat to the stage. I'm like, but you know what? We can be a duo acrobatic and we'll lend our entity to you and we'll be your introduction into the ring. I'm like, we can like do all of our flips and acrobatic stuff down to the ring, and then you can come in after.
That's like a WrestleMania entrance right there.
Exactly. That's exactly what, what we were thinking is like, a big ultimate like WrestleMania kind of like intro, because I can lift her over my head. I can do some really awesome things with her.
I'm just saying, you've already been a sexy stormtrooper. You're throwing in wrestling as elements. Guys, hear me out. The shock mistress, okay?
Yes. The shock master, the shock mistress. Yes, Eric. Yes.
And you just burst through a wall like the Kool-Aid man?
Yep.
Yeah. And of course, you do wrestling videos, don't you? I've seen some of the. Didn't you do one? There was a Deadpool character, and I think you were in a headlock by Deadpool. And
I was Batman, and he was Deadpool.
yeah. And I'm sitting there.
I've actually done a lot of wrestling videos, and that's why I said when you were talking about moves, I'm like, oh, I'll just scissor you, because I know that with a big man, all I have to do is put my legs around his neck, and he's out.
And, all right, let's give it a try. I bet you can't.
I bet people would pay for that,
Damn it.
We have comments from some of the fans, and Chris Restivo said Canada has the best strip clubs. Randy McGregor said Janine is my favorite, most beautiful woman alive, and her transformer is the greatest show ever.
Aww.
So instead of the greatest showman, you're the greatest show woman.
I mean, if the choice was to see the real Bumblebee or Janine as Bumblebee, I go Janine, right?
Oh yeah,
100%.
100%.
Bumblebees. So I got something.
And what we're going to do real quick for those of you listening at home, of course, we're on Facebook Live. We're always on Facebook Live a week early with our guests, so you fans can interact live. What we're going to do is for everybody listening at home, we're going to take a brief break, and then we're going to come back, get into our beer of the week, our brand new shot of the month. We will be bringing one of our fans on air who won one of our contests on Facebook, and we will be right back with Janine Jericho and Eric Woodward and Mike and Matt. We will be right back in 1 second. For those of you live, we're going to keep on rolling through. That's just so we can cut away. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and admit Linda into here. She's
ooh, Linda.
Yeah. So Linda's going to be coming in now.
Linda.
Hello, Linda. And her audio is connecting.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, how are you? And of course, Linda, she won one of our guest to guest contests. She's the only one who won one that did not have merchandise involved, which gave her the option of coming on live with a guest. And she knew Janine, so she decided to come on with Janine. So how you doing?
I'm good. I'm really glad I didn't win any merch, only because shipping to Canada probably sucks right now.
It sucks here too.
And is that true? Does Canada have the best strip clubs? What Randy said?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And they're just. I've been to a couple in the States too, and they're not bad. But I think that the caliber of strippers up here, I find it to be a little bit more competitive.
Okay.
I'm going to use the word competitive versus cutthroat.
It's because everything in Western Canada, all the ladies are paid to go on stage. So everybody's paid for their stage. It makes it more competitive. Where in the United States, ladies pay the club to work there. So it's just a completely different dynamic.
Yeah.
What, you mean you ladies want to get paid to do this? This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I wish I knew when I signed up to be a pro wrestler, like with the intention of getting paid, that wasn't going to happen.
And you're gonna hurt yourself.
What we're going to do, actually, Matt stepped away for 1 second, but so pretty much, Janine, you go out to Australia every year. How's Australia? How's your
Australian tour every year.
how was Australia?
I said I've been going to Australia like every year for the last 10 years. I love Australia.
how many kangaroos have you seen in Australia?
I've seen a lot.
Yeah, they're like deer over there. They're everywhere.
I like deer over there.
Are they scary? Are they scary? Have you has everyone like bucked up on you? You're like, what's up, Janine? Trying to get swole right now?
Oh,
they're frightening.
We're from Canada.
Yeah, but she goes to Australia every year.
Have you seen some of the wildlife in Canada?
It is wild. Listen, I've been to Canada. My family had an RV growing up. I've driven all the way to Alaska before, and believe it or not, I didn't skip Canada on the way. And yes, you guys have fucking massive wildlife but listen, a moose is chill. I mean, as long as you leave a moose alone, it's not gonna fuck with you. The videos I see of kangaroos, they'll be like, "Yo, what's up, little kid?" Like,
did you see that Canadian with the lynx the other day? The lynx got into his chickens and he picked it up by the scruff of the neck and showed it all the dead chickens and was like, "This is a bad lynx."
I did see that. Listen, but that's the thing. It's like Canadians are so tough, but they'll be like, "Ooh, look what you did there! Didn't you see that? That was bad." Even their tough guys are nice. They're like, "All right, I'm gonna have to beat the shit out you now. You know that, right?" That's a fuck.
I think I saw on one of those like CSI shows. They were talking about a Canadian, and they said, "Well, when they go bad, they go Darth Vader bad." And I'm like, "Yes, we do." That's it.
That is true.
Yeah, I imagine it's more like. I guess the best thing, like an angry Canadian is like a Michael Madsen from Reservoir Dogs, where he's just going to gently put you in a chair and cut your ear off while listening to the fucking rest of me to the right. Here I am cutting your ear off right now. Like you guys are a frightening bunch. I like you all. I can't blend in because I can't grow a beard and I'm useless, but I love your Canadian lifestyle and I'm built for your atmosphere. So
you definitely are. You fit right in.
All right, nice.
We're going to do real quick. We're going to get into our beer of the week. So this caught my eye when I was out. And Matt, you want to say what the beer of the week this week is?
I'm not quite sure. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
I believe it's acai, kind of like an acai moonsault.
Acai?
Wrestling. Acai.
Asahi.
And I looked it up earlier, and it meant warm. I think it said warm sun. So it's basically warm sun beer. And it says on the label, acai beer is brewed from quality ingredients, excellent richness, refreshing, and satin smoothness all year round. You can enjoy the great taste of acai beer. And I like it.
It's like drinking the sun.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's good, like
burn your throat. Exactly.
Is it supposed to be drank warm though?
No,
I don't think so.
I hope not, because I hate warm beer. But in case anybody's out, make sure you go out and get yourself some acai. That's what the label looks like. And then what we're going to do is, of course, this episode airs. This is the first episode of March. So we have a brand new shot of the month. Which,
hold on. Is it made in Canada?
I don't know where it's made.
It looks like it's made in Canada.
I mean, I don't know. All that's in Japanese. And of course,
it's in that Japanese part of Canada, guys. Come on.
Part of Canada.
The Japanese part of Canada. Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, you like Canada a lot.
Hey, we got Chinatown in here somewhere.
Yeah, Tokyo, Alberta, Canada, guys. It'll be ridiculous.
Yes.
Yes. Shot of the month, which this month's shot of the month is Captain Morgan's Long Island iced tea. So we're going to do it after having gin last month. I think we're going to do it a little bit easier. So Matt, here we go.
You mean your Polo Cologne bottle? That one?
Opening this over the laptop because it's going to end tragically one day. So Here we go. And anybody who watches us live knows that this isn't a gimmick. We legitimately drink while we record the show and go live. So there's that. That shouldn't be as bad. We're using the tall shot glasses. Go around.
I don't like to use the word hero when describing what you're doing right now, but I mean, feel free if any of the listeners want to use that.
So
Yeah.
Brave.
No?
Brave. Is this it? Okay, cool. I'm going to do one too. One for daddy.
Good shit. Yeah. That's
I'm getting Kirkland signatured turned up.
yeah. So the Captain Morgan Long Island Iced Tea, they are going to be our shot of the month for the month of March. And now what we're going to do is, Janine, are you ready? We told you before we went on air that we're going to play our Ode to Humanity segment, which features 3 games, and Linda is going to be involved also. So it's going to start with Janine, then it's going to go to Linda. And if Linda doesn't get it, we'll just do a whole round robin. We normally start with 5-second rule. Janine, I know you've never played before. Linda, have you ever played 5-second rule?
Is that where you pick stuff off the ground and eat it?
But
I've been doing it this entire
a
show.
random object on your floor.
Well, now we have a new game, 5-second rule. So yes, let's see what she picks up on the floor and eats.
I'm not
Ooh,
eating
let's
anything
start-
off this floor because it's
Ooh,
not
let's
edible.
start with meatballs.
So pretty much 5-second rule. What I'm going to do is I'm going to name 3 things, and you have to name it within 5 seconds. Anything that Janine says, if she doesn't get it within 5 seconds, cannot be repeated. So if none of us get it, then everybody's just a loser. That's just the way it works. We're all losers. But whoever wins just wins. So what we're going to do is, Janine, name 3 festivals.
3 festivals?
Yeah, all right. Go.
Starting now.
The Electric Forest.
Time.
Oh,
Electric Forest is out. So now we're going to go to Linda.
All right.
Oktoberfest.
Your time
Ready?
starts now. Name 3 festivals.
Oktoberfest. That's the only one I got.
All right, Oktoberfest is out. So now we're going to go to Mike. Mike, 3 festivals starting now. Shit.
Ozfest, HF Festival, Oktoberfest.
All right, Mike got it.
Boom.
No, no, no,
Whoa,
wait, no,
whoa,
you
whoa,
didn't
whoa.
get it. Oktoberfest.
Can't use my answer.
Ozfest
Yeah.
And HF Festival are now out. So
Why would
now
you do that?
it will go to Eric.
okay.
3 festivals starting now.
S&M, Fire Festival, and Renaissance.
Oh, he got it right at the
Yeah.
last second. Awesome. All right, so now
3 is difficult in 5 seconds. What are you guys, fucking
It
masochists?
is really hard. It's really freaking hard. It
I
is.
only got it because I got to hear all 4 of you guys mess it up first.
Mike is
I
now.
did it first. It'd be horrible.
I have no idea what's happening, but he's totally in drunk view right now. Like, it's so blurry. I don't.
I'm in my house, man. I'm
Yeah,
in
last
my
I feel like when I look at Mike's picture, I've been eating a lot of psilocybin mushrooms.
Hell yeah.
Mike,
Mike's phone took the shot.
Yeah. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get into incoherent. So, Janine, what I'm going to do is you have 1 minute, and pretty much what you're going to do is incoherent is pretty much called incoherent. So you're going to hear what you're saying, and we have 2 hints on the back. So if you can't figure out what the card says, just let us know, and we'll give you a couple of hints to see if you can figure out what it says. But sound it out and see if you can figure it out. And let me know if you can see that.
You should make your screen thing because Mike is center.
Let's see. You disappeared on me, so I can't see it.
Yeah. Hey, Ray, you should like share your make your screen the main screen so she
Oh, how do you
whoever's making noise.
Drunk
If you
one.
click on your guy and just say like there should be an option in like the little dots or whatever that just says to like
spotlight for everyone?
there you go. And now hold that thing up there and then she should be able to read it right there.
What does that say? Lead you gone test? Shared gone test? Oh, no.
Give her a hint. Give her a hint off the bat.
All right, so the first hint is see-through.
Oh.
Another hint is getting naked without taking any clothes off.
Weed Surridgontest? Weed Surridgontest.
He's starting to get there. He's starting to get there a little
Weed
bit.
Surridgontest?
You got test right.
Yeah.
Weedy.
All right. So what we're going to do
That's not one
is
yet.
we're going to go ahead and we're going to reveal what it is. It is wet t-shirt contest.
What?
Wet t-shirt contest. It's best when you read it to think like you're a hillbilly from like Alabama. Wet t-shirt contest. There you go.
And then what we're going to do is we can't do our Ode to Humanity segment without Cards Against Humanity. So, Janine, you've never played Cards Against Humanity, so you're in for a huge treat.
Oh,
Linda,
boy.
have you played Cards Against Humanity?
Yes, I have every set.
Okay, so since you're our guest also, and you came in, we will also let you answer as well, and then we'll give our intake on what all of it's going to be. So, Janine, what I'm going to pretty much do is read off a face card, and then you have 5 options on what you think is the best answer
My man.
for the card. The black card is what's hot, smelly, and about to die.
And I just have to answer that with anything?
No, I'm gonna read you off some options. So what's
Okay.
hot, smelly, and about to die? Ancient Athenian boy fucking. Bill Clinton naked on a bearskin rug with a saxophone.
Jeffrey Epstein.
All my friends dying.
You said it.
All my dead sisters.
Oh.
And the little known fact: Polish people don't dream.
Classic Polish racism. I like it. I like it a lot.
Which one would you say is the best for hot, smelly, and about to die?
I don't know. Something about
The Athenians. Yeah, that was a strong one.
Athenians? You're gonna say basically Janine is saying that what's hot, smelly, and about to die is ancient Athenian boy fucking. Me, I'm gonna say, because this is visual in my head, Bill Clinton naked on a bearskin rug with a saxophone.
And Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah. That's in
That
the
would be
private
smelly.
collection.
He's already dead.
And what would you say, Linda?
Oh, definitely Bill Clinton on a bearskin rug with a saxophone. And Jeffrey Epstein.
What about you, Eric?
I mean, I'm a big fan of Athenian boy fucking. I've been a fan my entire life. I'm gonna have to go with that one, I guess.
Is that because of your boyish good looks, though?
Yes, it's because I look like a giant Cabbage Patch doll grown into a fucking 280-pound man. Yes, that's exactly why. And I love reading Socrates.
Socrates. Socrates. Let's go on that one.
And Janine, what all do you have? What all do you have coming up? Oh, actually, you know what? I forgot. You were just on the Mike Busey show. How was that?
Mike Busey's awesome. I love the Sausage Castle. It's so much fun. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, anybody who has a place called the Sausage Castle,
That's a win.
yeah, that's a win from me. Because
I agree. Yeah, his parties are amazing. So yeah, super wild. It's like an adult playground.
nice, and pretty much like I've seen Mike Busey's stuff, and pretty much he looks like a shorter, heavyset version of Gary Busey. I believe that's his nephew. And it's insane. Like, you look at him, I'm like, I see Gary Busey in him. So, like, part of me wants to see Gary. Like, I visualize him talking like Gary Busey. Like, I'm just kind of like, yeah, you know, at some point he has to have, you know, like, let's say if you and Tylee were there doing your stuff. I saw online that you guys were there doing it. Imagine if Gary Busey just came out and just sat front and center. Just being Gary Busey, just sitting.
And then you request that special song "Wet Ass Busey," where you guys that's some wet ass Busey. And it's just him never closing his mouth, and you can always see his teeth. It's great.
That's some wet ass Busey. And you also were doing a reality show called Model Life. How did Model Life come about?
Yeah, well, the IBMS is International Bikini Model Search. So they have shoot camps, and what they decided to do is they wanted to put together a reality show and have all the models and doing shoots and just showing like the daily life bikini models go through. And how that came about is they invited Kylie and I to go for the shoot camp. And we stirred up enough fun, I guess you could say, that they asked us to stay on and do the show. We stirred the pot along. We had some fun up there.
And
I actually think they have behind the scenes on IBMSVIP.com. So you can see behind the scenes, and that's going to be aired on Roku in April.
oh, nice. And are there any costumes for your show that you haven't done that you really want to do? Like, is there anything that you're like, oh shit, that like for example, like what Eric was talking about earlier with like when we were talking about Australia, you should do the duo show, but you should dress up like a kangaroo. But you should have Tylee in the pouch.
Oh,
you guys
awesome.
come hopping out like a kangaroo, and then you have some drunk guy like, hey, look, there's titty, and you just beat the fucking dog shit out of him like a kangaroo, and it's just kind of like, oh, okay, and then Tylee's just sitting in your pouch looking around like, what's going on here?
What's up, Mom?
No.
I think that could work in a BDSM club, but I think in most clubs it's frowned on to beat the shit out of your clients.
Not here in Baltimore.
Yeah. Look,
Give it a shot.
Yeah, we have a very high murder rate here in Maryland, so I don't think that'll be frowned upon.
It's a port city.
I mean, hey, listen, I'm a man with particular fetishes and stuff like that. Just gonna throw this out here. You don't like it, throw it right back in the trash. Mind where it belongs. Sexy Jeff Goldblum. Hear me out. So you just come
Sexy
out.
Jeff Goldblum.
Why?
What the fuck, man?
Sexy Jeff Goldblum. Okay, it's just Jeff Goldblum, but with titties. He talks about and you just sit there and explain how to win the movie Independence Day and how you shouldn't mix and recreate dinosaurs and lecture people for 15 minutes. Be good.
I would pick awkward eye contact as a fetish before sexy Jeff Goldblum.
I mean, we already have what's her name, Aubrey. She's great at that. Aubrey, the chick from I can't remember the Parks and Rec.
Oh yes. Aubrey Huff.
Yeah, Aubrey Huff. Man, let me tell you, she has a stare that will just it cuts right through you. It's awkward.
It rips your clothes off.
Yeah, but
harpoon through your heart.
She'll 100% stab you when you're sleeping, but you're willing to take the risk, right? It's a special kind of energy. I have never seen it anywhere else. It's amazing.
And Mike, what would you think? What would you throw out there as a future costume? So we have sexy Jeff Goldblum, we have the kangaroo combo. What would you say?
Man.
Do you men really want to
Sexy Jeff Goldblum.
See, now he's got it. Mike's on board with me. You would let me get fucking raked over the coals a minute ago.
Eric, all night long.
I'm
right with you, brother.
Jeff Goldblum.
I'm right with you. It's hard.
Sexy. Another one. Sexy Grimace. Okay. Just big and purple, huge titties.
And then Barney. Okay, whatever.
I'm not seeing a girl do the
No.
What if you guys?
How about Voltron?
Oh yeah.
I want to see a robotic Voltron with giant titties in anime fashion. Yeah.
I was thinking you could do a Little Me duo show.
Oh.
Because I'm happy.
Challenge.
I think I like the idea of us doing a wrestling show because we already know a lot of the wrestling moves.
Yeah. Do it. Have you ever considered getting into professional wrestling?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Like,
What would your gimmick be? Well, like, what? I mean, if you're like me, you've had a gimmick planned out now, right? So, what do you think you'd
Sexy
come out? What would you do? I mean,
You
let's
come out with a beautiful Canadian. I have giant titties, and look how awesome I am.
Let Janine
that's her
talk.
gimmick.
This is her dream, okay?
Okay, sorry.
God.
Sorry.
I have a really brilliant idea, but I'm not going to share it quite yet in case I use it.
and
Oh,
for our past conversation, our friend Tom Nutty commented the Hamburglar. But
yeah.
said, hear me
That's
out.
it, yes. The Hamburglar has been done.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
A girl came on stage as the Hamburglar, and she was giving out cheeseburgers to the crowd.
What?
Nice.
That would be a happy hour for sure.
What
Yes.
the fuck? And
Yeah.
this is in Canada?
Gosh.
Why don't I live in Canada? I'm moving.
Exactly, right?
I'm moving.
Mm.
Gregor said that Linda lady should be on all the time. She's hilarious.
She is.
Who said that?
Oh my
I'm going
god.
to Canada.
There's something I wanted to share with Janine.
Yep.
And you guys haven't seen it. So, Janine, I know that you're in the States and you guys are actually almost done your COVID shit. But I didn't know if people were wearing masks yet or still or whatever. So I came up with a mask. And I think you specifically will love this. But if you wear this and, you know, if they're used, it works even better. Because, first of all, let me hear me out.
I can't see it.
You can't. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, well, I wish
I
you
think
could,
I
'cause-
need to be able to switch screens somehow.
oh yeah, right. Because you're on the big screen. Okay, so here's the thing: is if you can smell these, you don't have COVID. First of all. Secondly, it looks like a wrestler's mask. Thirdly, like if you needed an extra pair, it works as well, right? But I feel like more people in the United States might wear masks if they, you know, look like this, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Panties on a hot girl's face. Yeah, that kind of thing.
it
Yeah,
looks a
now I just look like
Yeah.
a pirate. I'll just leave them up here for the rest of the show.
It
Now
also-
it just looks like a beanie. It just looks like a beanie now.
I
No,
need to like,
that was
But if I
panties
pull it
on
down
a
any
hot girl's
further-
face.
I think if it were a thong, then it would be better. If it were a thong.
but I don't know how good it would protect you from COVID if it was a thong. And you need to be able to smell
You
it
have
because,
it wrapped over your nose and mouth, so it's
Smell it.
Yeah.
well, the thing is, one of the first symptoms of COVID is that you lose your sense of smell, right?
Yeah, and then fuck, if you buy some used ones, let me tell you, you'll know when you lose it there.
Japanese
now I got
vending
COVID.
machines.
I smell puss right now.
Mike,
That's all I
Mike,
smell.
Mike, Matt, you might remember this, but didn't Matty Paul do the same thing at my bachelor party?
Yeah,
He ended up with
stupid
some
Yes, yes. He shoved
underwear, and he was
He
wearing
shoved
them over
it
his
in my mouth, and it tasted
lucky
so
guy.
gross. And I'm, yeah, he did. I'm like, whoa, yeah.
I like that when you have
That's what he did.
I like that when you have the panties over your face as a mask, you look like Bane, but from Wish. You know what I mean? Where it's like, Batman, when you can no longer smell the pussy stains, it will be in ashes.
Anyone needs me?
Batman, I am coming.
Batman, I wore
Ryan
these for
Reynolds.
I wore these for 3 days before I donned them on my face. You merely smelled them for moments.
Star Trek even Ray. Did that. He was like, oh, shoved it in my mouth. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Sorry to say that, but yeah, that's what he did. And he was like,
You can stop smelling my pussy when Gotham is in
Pretty much.
ashes.
pretty much, Eric. Yeah, pretty much.
What kind of women do you
We're starting to run a little close on time. What do you have coming up? What kind? Where can everybody find you, and what all do you have coming up?
Okay, well, I've got my website, JanineJericho.com, plus Instagram, Janine Jericho and Jericho Fitness, and on Facebook, Janine Jericho Feature Entertainer, and Green Jericho is my dancer profile. And what do I have coming up? I've got a booking coming up at Desire in Newport Richey, Florida. That's going to be for March Madness. And then prepping for the EDIs, which will be at Tootsie's Cabaret, May 23rd. So that's when we're going to have the big competition between the 4 showgirls.
It's a stacked. Well, that's probably the best word to use. It's a stacked competition.
It's totally stacked.
Totally stacked.
Damn it. Oh.
They're probably they picked them very well. They picked probably four of the best showgirls in North America.
Now, and when do you plan on going to Canada? Because our one friend who's been watching, Randy McGregor, he said that you need to come back to Canada.
That's not going to happen for a very long time because of all the lockdown and restrictions and stuff. I'm in a great state. I'm staying down here for a while.
Yes! Did you hear that? She likes America better. Did you hear that? Kenna?
That's not what she said.
What she said, I know.
I do love it. I do love the States. I do love it down here.
Now, hear us out. When you go to the EDIs,
yes,
we pitched a lot of great ideas for costumes for you.
You did.
Need to do one. You need to do one, and the one that you're doing, which one would it be? If you were to do any of the acts, yeah, what would be the favorite
out of the two acts that you guys proposed?
Out of all the acts we proposed, yeah.
Out of all the acts you proposed, I would do the kangaroo.
Yes. Yes.
Kangaroo.
Yes.
Wow, I guess me and my Jeff Goldblum fetish can go fuck itself. Thanks.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah.
If it was the apartments.com.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, look at me.
Jeff Goldblum. And you know what? Tylee's in the pouch. And you know what? There's little cool flips that we could do with that. So I can see that vision.
Oh yeah.
Have you done any or would consider doing any Marvel characters like maybe Wanda and Vision from WandaVision?
Oh.
I didn't even think about that one.
Yeah. That's a good one right there. See, look.
What about Deadpool?
Yeah. Oh my God! She's back.
What about Bane? And then you can break her back at the end of the show. Just
yeah.
Sorry, I'll go back to my pirate self.
I turned you into a paraplegic Batman. Now you have to learn how to be good at astronomy. Wheelchair bound.
And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for everybody watching live and listening at home. We may stay around for a little bit longer, exclusively for the fans for our Patreon account. But everybody, make sure you tune in every single week. We just now got picked up by Pandora Radio, so we will be on Pandora Radio as along with all of our other outlets, with YouTube, Facebook Live, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and wherever else you find your podcast.
How much does that Patreon cost, Ray?
Our Patreon right now is only $3 per month.
Are you serious? You'd be an idiot not to get it. And listen, there's some exclusive content that happened before here. If you thought fucking Pussy Mask Bane was good, wait about the things that happened off mic, okay? That's what we were comfortable in front of saying in front of you heathens in a live Facebook, it could be taken down at any moment situation, all right? Cough up $3 send it to Ray, and then you can hear that shit.
Yeah, and there will also be a $15 tier, which we will do exclusive episodes like this on the $15 tier in the future. So for everybody listening and watching at home, of course, I'm Ray. For Mike, who's frozen down in the, I don't know what the fuck's going on at the bottom of the screen, but for Mike, Matt, Eric, thank you for tuning in. Linda, thank you. Thank you for, guessing the guest, and Janine Jericho. We will see you guys next week. We will be back next week with Marianne Cirque from 98 Rock. So make sure you tune in for that. And we will go ahead and continue this on the Patreon. So we will see you guys over on Patreon. Thank you.